From Las Vegas, it's Let's Talk News Now with Rick and Ella.
Good morning, Las Vegas. It's time to sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and join our coffee clutch as Ella and myself are going to be talking about, well, any number of things. A lot of great guests on today's show.
Yes.
Great entertainers.
Yes, there will be.
Little Tina Turner coming.
What's love got to do with it?
I'm not going to answer that question. But there's some news that's going on as well. And we were talking yesterday about the Olympics. All that's going on. Olympic fever is continuing to grow.
This is just exciting. I'm living vicariously through, my friends' emails and Facebook
Family
statuses.
and friends and everything else that is going on.
In London.
But, we also got a report the other day that was, for me, it was a little disheartening. I don't think that it's really a matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. It's just a fact is a fact is a fact. The economy is still not doing as well as we would like to. And I'm not blaming that on anybody or anything. I'm just simply stating as a fact the economy is not doing as well as we all would have liked to. And we're going into now 4 years since 2008.
But it's pretty evident with, we do a lot of work with not-for-profits, and a lot of them are still stretched way over capacity. So that's always a sign.
And a lot of them are having to start thinking, in terms of how do they start reducing costs without compromising services. And it's just it's a horrific position that so many of us in America are in. But then there was a set of numbers that came out just the other day that even makes it even more horrific. And that is to find out that now nearly 15% of America is now living in poverty. They are in fact impoverished. This is a number that hasn't been seen since the 1960s.
And so how long did that recession last?
Well, actually, it was interesting. At that time, the bounce back was like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
But now they're actually projecting that the bounce back on this, in order to get back to that unemployment level of like 4, 5, 6%,
right,
instead of 8%, 8% plus, 8% plus 15% impoverished, 8% plus those people that have lost their benefits.
Right.
And so you're talking at potentially here another 3 to 5 years.
And that's like, most of the kids will be grown up. So can you imagine kind of growing up
Well, have actually
into
grown up,
right.
like my parents did, which will actually have grown up in a recession.
Right.
Grown up in the Depression. They're called
that has
Depression kids, and I think that there's literally going to be, 8 years, if there's a child who was 5 years old in 2008, then 8 years later, they're going to be 13, 14 years old and, thinking of themselves in the workforce by the time the economy starts to turn around for them to really have jobs again.
Yeah. And it may be kind of turning around at that point, but it's still not going to be what it was, which is...
And it's not that I'm not being an advocate. I want to make this very clear. I'm not being an advocate for Mitt Romney. I'm not being an advocate for Barack Obama. I'm not being an advocate for, who should control the House or the Senate or where the economy, or any of those things. What I'm simply saying is this is a fact, and I'm not sure that it really is going to make that much of a difference on who does end up in office. This is becoming a world economy now. We're watching Greece and Europe, and things are going on there that are impacting us here in this country. In good ways and bad ways. But I'm not going to stay on that the whole time, because there's also some great things going on in Europe. Like I said, like the Olympics are happening. Greece does seem like they're going to come out of their economic woes. There's other countries that are looking at for models to be able to do that. So I think there's still reasons to be optimistic and hopeful in the future, but I don't think we're looking at any great quick fixes for sure.
So we just kind of, keep one day at a timing it.
And enjoy your time together.
Yeah.
And, if nothing else, out of this whole thing has been some really great opportunities, and then it's opportunities for families to sometimes actually work closer together,
exactly.
be better
That's
together.
Something I've noticed, like spend more time with the family and even band together and and lots of families are getting to know each other. How before it was like one goes and does their thing and everybody's so busy. They know of each other, but they don't really know each other. So I'm looking forward to November, seeing the whole election thing again. I was 4 years younger the last time I saw it, and I was in DC, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it is in Vegas.
This being the last day of July, of course, we're going into August, they call it the kind of slow down in August, but everything's getting ready now for what will be the nominations, and then one long campaign season that'll be happening.
Yeah, I've seen that as well,
And that's entertaining unto itself.
Yes, it is.
It is, because I'll tell you,
I'm oblivious to everything, right? And even I've noticed all the campaign adverts, every other one is a campaign.
Don't start complaining yet. There's a lot more of it to go.
That's
what I am going to say, though, and we've got a lot more going on in this show. Like I said, we've got some great entertainers that are going to be on. We're going to be talking about the Senior Spectacular that's going to be occurring on the 11th. So don't go away, folks. We got a lot here to talk about on Let's Talk News Now.